Hello, my name is Karen Morrison, and I am the Chief Deputy Director at the Department of Pesticide Regulation. Thank you for taking the time today to engage with DPR on our strategic planning process to define our priorities and activities for the next 5 years. The strategic plan recognizes that pest management practices and decisions have broad impacts on human health, social equity, the environment, and the economy. For example, pest management is critical in agriculture to support a stable, healthy food supply for all Californians. Pest management is also critical to protect infrastructure and public health. The way pest management is conducted can influence outcomes for all Californians. DPR needs to effectively and efficiently respond to emerging science on the impacts of higher risk pesticides, particularly relative to the disproportionate impact on disadvantaged communities, communities of color, and fragile ecosystems. At the same time, we have to support and invest in the development and adoption of safe and effective alternatives to high-risk pesticides to address pest pressures in agriculture, urban and rural communities, and in our wildlands. Our vision is that the measurable goals included in this strategic plan will increase accountability and transparency for all of our partners, stakeholders, the public, community members, and tribes into the department's actions. To achieve these goals, DPR must strengthen and supplement our existing programs with stable funding to implement our programmatic responsibilities and to align our approach with the vision for a sustainable pest management on a system-wide scale. The 2024-2028 Draft Strategic Plan builds on the work we are already doing to incorporate recommendations from the collaboratively developed Sustainable Pest Management Roadmap and conversations across all partners and impacted stakeholders on what is needed to effectively achieve our mission. The regular engagement and dialogue with regulated, local, and impacted communities is critical to informing our work and identifying our priorities. DPR leadership has been developing the draft strategic plan we are presenting today over the last 6 months. This process was informed by the recommendations in the Sustainable Pest Management Roadmap, released in January, and also incorporates feedback received from external partners, stakeholders, community members, and the public on their priorities for DPR. We are inviting input through October 20th to guide and inform department priorities, timelines, resources, and outcomes for all Californians. We anticipate a final strategic plan available this winter for immediate action beginning in 2024. Through the development of this strategic plan, DPR revised its mission and vision statements and added core values and a diversity, equity, and inclusion commitment. These 4 statements will inform how we will execute all our goals and sub-goals proposed in the draft strategic plan for the next 5 years. DPR's mission is to protect human health and the environment by fostering sustainable pest management and regulating pesticides. This is central to how we conduct our work and identify our priorities. We achieve our mission through evaluating, registering, and continuously evaluating pesticides for their impacts on human health and the environment, by collecting data on pesticides monitored in the air and water and tracking reported human health impacts, by enhancing protections for workers and the public, by enforcing pesticide use laws and regulations in partnership with the county agricultural commissioners, and by fostering safe, effective, and sustainable pest management. Fostering reduced risk pest management has long been a part of our mission. The update to our mission proposes to incorporate the word sustainable to reflect the vision of the Sustainable Pest Management Roadmap, and in so doing, to incorporate human health and equity, broader environmental protections, and economic vitality into pest management decision-making. Our revised vision statement at DPR is a California where pest management is safe, effective, and sustainable for everyone. The department is proposing 4 core values to include in our strategic plan to guide how we act on our goals, priorities, and actions. These core values will guide staff work on a daily basis and give us a vision for not just what we want to achieve, but how we will achieve it. Accountability, our first core value, means that we hold ourselves accountable to all Californians through transparency and engagement in advancing our mission. Our second value, collaboration, means we foster relationships and build partnerships through consultation, engagement, and collaboration, internally and externally. Our third value, integrity, means we hold ourselves to a high standard of integrity in our scientific review processes and other actions, in our decision-making, and through our engagement with others. And our final value of continuous improvement means we are committed to ongoing and continuous learning, innovation, and improvement across all facets of our work. To regulate pesticides equitably and for everyone, we need to mitigate disparate health outcomes. DPR leadership recognized the need to publicly commit to our work to support environmental justice and pursue diversity, equity, and inclusion in our internal and external work. As a part of our DEI commitment, we will embed a commitment to equity and environmental justice, including principles for meaningful engagement in our decision-making processes. We will expand and enhance outreach, education, external communications, and knowledge-sharing opportunities through inclusive language and targeted, culturally responsive engagement. We will increase access to information and data collected by the department and the reasoning behind department decisions. And we will create a more inclusive workplace through creative and equitable employee recruitment and retention, and continue to build on our work around equity and environmental justice. Now, in order to accomplish this work, DPR has identified 4 goals and 14 measurable sub-goals as priorities for the next 5 years. These goals bolster the department's programs and partnerships that evaluate pesticides for safety and efficacy, focus resources on streamlining availability and adoption of safer, sustainable alternatives, foster collaboration and increase transparency into the department's priorities and decision-making. Our first goal is to increase access to safe, effective, sustainable pest management. As we grapple with changing pest pressures due to the climate crisis, changing efficacy of current pest management approaches, and the current risks and adverse impacts related to certain pesticide use, DPR must support the accelerated availability and adoption of effective, sustainable pest management tools. The sub-goals included in this area include developing partnerships and collaborations for implementing sustainable pest management, improving timeliness and transparency of science-based evaluation and registration of pesticide products, developing and implementing a prioritization process for reviewing, identifying, and evaluating high-risk pesticides, and identifying alternatives and mitigating measures for those high-risk pesticides. And finally, facilitating and supporting sustainable pest management technical assistance and innovation in collaboration with all interested partners. Our second goal is to track, evaluate, and enforce safe pesticide use. It is critical for DPR to have access to information to best inform its policies moving forward. DPR under this goal will prioritize data collection and enforcement in disproportionately impacted agricultural and urban areas, enhance the capacity of state and county enforcement programs, and strengthen relationships with all partners to inform department priorities and actions. The sub-goals in this area include enhancing and modernizing DPR's collection of information, enhancing DPR's statewide regulatory capacity in partnership with the county agricultural commissioners, enhancing statewide enforcement of pesticide sales in California, and improving worker safety by increasing awareness and reducing potential for pesticide exposure. Our third goal is to foster engagement, collaboration, and transparency, to expand accessibility to DPR's programs, policies, and research, and to strengthen our relationships with all partners. The subgoals in this area include broadening opportunities for regular, transparent, and meaningful access to DPR, improving information access and data sharing, launching a statewide restricted materials pesticide application notification system, expanding language access throughout California in collaboration with federal, state, and local partners. Our final goal is to promote excellence and innovation. In doing so, we will continue to cultivate a workplace that values diversity, equity, and inclusion, fosters a sense of urgency and efficiency in its actions, and embraces change to increase innovation and effective approaches across its work. Our sub-goals include creating and maintaining a culture that supports and motivates excellence and professional development in workplace performance, and by increasing organizational efficiency and innovation. It is critical that progress across these goals is measurable. Measuring our work will promote accountability and transparency with all stakeholders, impacted partners, community members, California Native American tribes, and the public. We left the target years blank in the draft plan intentionally and specifically to invite external input. This feedback will inform the timelines and prioritization within our final strategic plan. To gather that feedback and other feedback related to the draft, we will be holding a series of public meetings the week of October 2nd, both virtually and in person, and we invite you to join. We are also accepting written feedback through October 20th. There are links in the video description below if you would like more information on how to attend the public meetings or how to submit feedback. Thank you again for engaging on our draft 2024-2028 strategic plan, and we look forward to working with you in the future.